For this next concept, we're going to cover chicken picking. So the cool thing about that is that you can really, the technique that I'm going to show you, we're going to wind up actually doing something unique with our right hand just to get that extra cluck. Well, first of all, what is chicken picking? Define chicken picking. I already threw some chicken picking kind of little sprinkles, if you will, on a previous lick where we actually took and we deadened a note in between a lick. That's a great way to start out, and that's just with your pick. So think of it like we're in C now on this. So, and keep in mind we're also going to switch to a little bit more of a funkier groove, a 4 on the floor type of groove. But just imagine this. So if we're chicken picking, a technique that I might wind up doing, and this is very simple, but let's just kind of get up the neck and let's just do something with the pick first of all to use those dead notes. So you get something like this. Did you hear that in between? And you can do it all. You can go up the neck. You can go down the neck. So a good little practice just to work on for just using the picking technique, which is the technique we're not going to use on this next batch of licks. So just basically kind of play a scale. So you've got, let's do it on another string. And let's outline a C or a C7 chord. So let's do it on the G string now. Now, the one thing about that is I was kind of blending different scales and different notes, and there was one note that I was like, yeah, maybe not do that. So let's do it on the high E string now, and we're just keeping on the same technique. And what we're kind of doing is let's just use, to simplify things, let's just kind of do something that's kind of in a pentatonic type of vibe. I just ended that with a little bend, but that would be like kind of adding just a little bit of a bend there. So that's kind of the concept of it, is you're using dead notes. You're clucking like a chicken, cluck, cluck. So the other thing that you can do is you can incorporate that with bends, which makes it a little bit more, even more towards chicken picking is the way that I perceive it to be. So what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to take our pick and we're going to kind of hide it. This is, if you've ever seen people kind of play like this, or you kind of see them hide it or cup the pick. I'm a big hands player. I like using my hands as much as possible. I've been classically trained. I do have nails, so they're kind of like having picks at the end of your fingers. Whether you have nails or don't have nails, or have vampire nails or have fake nails or real nails, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. The technique in this is going to be about the same. What you're going to get with fingernails in this is more of the snap, crackle, pop. You're going to have a little bit more brightness to whatever you wind up doing. And there's going to be a constant kind of thing that you kind of want to do as far as, nail maintenance and all that. If you notice, I kind of keep them, yay length. These are natural nails. And so what you're going to kind of get out of that is, once again, that brightness. And in this lick, what I typically wind up doing, so let me just play the lick without the fingers. If I played the right notes, it'd be all right. Now, remember how we talked about bending in the previous series or the previous lick? As far as bending goes, I'm going to bend down. Use gravity. Let it help you out. It makes it easier, too. I think that's cool. I mean, I have no problem with that. You can do that with your pick. That's going to be option A. The option that I'm going to show you on this is where we actually hide and it allows you to dig in more. It gives you a little bit more what I was getting at with the other statement also was when you get a little bit of flesh and you get a little bit of nail, depending on how long your nails are, you kind of can blend those two really cool together. What this technique also allows you to do is to dig in more. So what you can kind of wind up doing is you can really lean into that lick, because the whole point of this lick is not to be shredding all over the place. This is nothing fast. This is a statement piece. This is kind of a cool little phrase or saying, you know. It kind of defines regions. Like I'm from Wisconsin originally, where they say you guys. Well, in the South they don't say that. They say y'all. So it's kind of a one thing where it's just a nice little phrase specific thing that really indicates, hey man, this person knows how to play chicken picking licks correctly. So the pick is an option. Now let's go into what the fingers on the right hand do, because this is primarily a right hand technique. So also the one thing that you want to make sure that you do with this is you want to make sure that you do not drop the pick while you're trying to do this, because guess what? You'll be playing with fingers for the rest of the solo until you pick up your pick. So get a little bit crafty with that right hand like this. Don't drop it. And what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to dig in as much as possible. So we're going to play those same notes that we did in the other one. Keep in mind, we're really utilizing a slow bend and slow release. We're controlling that, and we're starting and stopping the note. So we're changing the attack and the envelope of that in between as we bend that note up and down. It's what I find works best. If you see any videos of me playing live or anything like that, it's exactly what I do, whether I be playing at a honky tonk or anything like that. It's something that I feel comfortable with. It may take you a while to do that, and like I said, I offered you another option is to just use your pick. You can clearly hear as you dig in. And as far as the bends go, you're kind of doing just a half step bend, okay? So that's going to be a cool lick that you can wind up doing for C. What we're going to wind up doing is I'm going to offer alternate things and alternate endings as we get into the variations, but let's just put the lick in play first of all, and let me just play it and show you how it phrases over this kind of funky little backing track, which is a 4 on the floor. You're going to hear that a lot in outlaw music or Waylon Jennings. I just need to mention that. So that kind of vibe, you've even heard it in a lot of independent music that comes out from Texas, or like Cody Jinks and all those new outlaws. But this is kind of where it stems from, and Waylon did it a lot. I mean, it's on Good Old Boys, the song, if you listen to the solo, not just the cut for the Dukes of Hazzard. So let's get into this, and let's put this lick into play, and I'll show you how to phrase it properly.